Good morning, good morning, good morning to each and every one of you. It is your girl Shaniqua Inspires. Happy Monday. My apologies, I'm a little delayed. That's because your girl was sleeping. So I'll give everybody a moment to realize that she's live, she's live, she's live. I hope that you didn't think that I wasn't going to show up. All right. Okay, good morning. Good morning. It is Monday. I'm assuming it's cold because, but no matter of fact, my mom says it's supposed to warm up a little bit. We getting a little bipolar weather today. It's 37 degrees and it's supposed to feel like 43. So that means it's pretty good. And it's supposed to get up to about 49. And then we've got 50 this week in the 50s, 40s, 50s. Okay. Okay, your girl can get outside today. Your girl can get outside today. The air quality is not that great. I don't know what's going on with the air quality. Once upon a time, there were some fires in Canada that had affected our air quality, but I noticed that today the air quality seems to be up a little bit. Let's see if it can tell us what the problem is. No, nothing in particular, but it's just up a little bit. Good morning, Joyanne. Blessings to you. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Happy Monday. Again, I apologize for my delay. I'll be up in here sleep. I'll be up in here sleep, and that alarm clock tries to tell me, to come on, but I be over here sleeping, and it be hard. It is hard out here in these sleep streets, and that is literally. Good morning, Carol. That is literally because I fell asleep accidentally yesterday. So yesterday I took a nap that I didn't want to take. Now Saturday I made myself take a nap and it was a good nap and I felt good. But yesterday I did not intend to go to sleep. I was sitting here watching a movie and I put on like one of those little cartoon movies and I should have known better because that just took me all the way out and I did a little doze off, and I don't know how long I was dozing off, but the movie was still on, and the movie was only an hour and a half, so I knew I hadn't have slept that long. But I did take a doze, and I paid for taking that doze, and I took that doze. It was probably like 3, 4 o'clock, so of course I was up 2:30 this morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. About 12:30 or so, I got up and I was doing some work because I hadn't done any work all weekend long. I don't know. I just laid up here sleeping and resting. And so I didn't get any work done. So I was up at 12:30 this morning doing work. Good morning, Tashara. Blessings to you, Queen. I hope that your Monday is starting off on a good note. Yes, okay, so Carol's confirming. She said it's good outside, a little cold, but you're able to wear a lighter jacket. Very good, very good. Because I do want to venture. I haven't been out. I haven't been out the house in 3 weeks. This would be 4 weeks. If I don't make it outside this week, this would be 4 weeks that I'm in the house. So I do want to break this streak. I do feel like it'll be good for my momentum. My mobility is getting better. To God be the glory. My mobility is getting better. I can get up and out of the bed independently. I'm feeling stronger. I'm able to get on and off the toilet no problem, like a ace. Now yesterday I actually, thank you so much, Joyanne. Um yesterday yesterday I did some things yesterday. I cooked Saturday. So Saturday I cooked. I made some salmon, white rice, and corn on the cob. So I stood up and I did that. But I also washed the dishes, and after that, I my back was hurting. So that's the only problem. Um, is that when I'm up, my back starts to hurt, and that's a problem for me. So I've been trying to rest. I'm trying to be a good patient. I'm resting. Yesterday, however, I got tired of my floors looking cruddy because as though even though everybody helps out and everybody's been pitching in and helping out around the house, nobody's mopping the floors. And I guess the only person that's gonna mop the floors is me. And so I did clean, but I just did the little floors. I did the bathrooms. I have 2 bathrooms, so I did the floors. And I'm old school. I like to get on my hands and my knees and do it. All I did was spray it with bleach, take a wet wipe and get all of those nooks and crannies and everything. So it made me happy yesterday when I was able to clean my floors. But that's the mama in me. That's what I'm accustomed to doing. So I was able to do that, and I got up off the floor with no problem. So yes, to God be the glory. So um, I'm good. I'm healing, and but I do want to get out the house today. So I'm gonna venture out, not for a long walk, but I do just want to walk the block because I want to get my strength back up. And I realize that they say anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. Sometimes your strength doesn't really perk back up until then, but I want to do everything that I can. So while this weather is getting a little warmer here in New York City, we don't know how long we're going to keep it. So I do want to go out and take advantage of it. Amen. Amen. Indeed, indeed it is. So that's my game plan today. I do believe I have today's Monday, so I have team meeting today. I don't know what else I have on I don't know what else I have on my agenda today. It probably would be a good look to look, but I haven't really been trying to schedule myself for anything. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm good. I'm good this week. But next week we coming out the gate. We doing big things. We got to come out the gate and we got to do what we do. But I'm excited because my 6 week intensive kicks off at the latter portion of this week. And so I'm excited about the individuals who've decided to bet on themselves, who decided that they want a little extra push, a little extra help. And trust me, there is indeed strength in numbers. So I'm excited about the kickoff of the 6 week intensive. The early bird special ends today. So if you're watching my social media posts, the early bird special ends today. So if you haven't gotten in, if you've been on the fence, all right, I mean, you got the hustle when the hustle is there. So we've pushed off the dates long enough. So today the early bird special ends. And you know what? I didn't see those posts come up on my Instagram. Look, I had everything scheduled. I hope everything. It might be for the classes. That's what it was. Okay, yeah, good. All right, I had to check my Instagram and make sure my posts are going up. But yeah, so today is the last day for the early bird special. So if you are contemplating, I think it's best for you to get in on the early bird special so that you can take advantage of the pricing, especially when you're trying to try something out. It's a good idea to get it while it's on sale. um, so you take advantage of it, you get the most bang for your dollar. However, if you're not ready to make that decision on today, you do have up until we start, and we start on Saturday is when we get jump started. So you have to be locked in before Saturday for anything. But I'm excited because I'm doing it too. I'm going to do it too. So it's not that I'm just helping other people to smash these goals over the next 6 weeks, to get that momentum, to get that strategy that's clearer so that you can just execute. I am going to do it too. So I look forward to hanging out and doing that. So we gonna see what your girl gets done over the next 6 weeks. But I trust God for everything. That's the beauty in it all. I trust God for everything, and I do it for him, right? I do it for him. I know it appears as though I show up and I do it for the people, but in all honesty, I do it for God. Absolutely, Carol. Baby steps indeed. So, but I'm looking forward to coming out the gate. I even got some social events planned that your girl has to get up and try to find. Now, clothes are never really the issue for me because I'm not that type of person that don't want to rewear my clothes. I will rewear my clothes in a heartbeat. Like that is not a problem. Um, my problem is, and I think I just saw online Tamron Hall. They had her in an outfit from 2015, and they put her in the same outfit. She just wore it in a different way. I was like, "You go, girl," because them days of wearing an outfit for one event and tossing it, that's over. That's over. And actually, matter of fact, that was 10 years ago. I should have kept that dress. I had bought a dress for my book release party, and we just so happened to be in. It was in February, and my book release party for my first was the only book release party that I had. But for my first book, I didn't know my own strength, and I had bought this dress, and I had lost the whole month. I was intentional about losing weight, and I did a good job. I had dropped down 11 pounds. That's when back in the days the weight would come off real easy peasy. And so I had lost 11 pounds, and I fit into that dress. That dress was so bad. It was, yeah, I love that dress. It fits so perfectly. But I think I ended up getting makeup on it, and makeup is a beast to get out. And instead of trying to really like scrub it clean, I just tossed it out because back in those days, money wasn't an issue. And I was like, oh, I could just buy another dress if I need another dress. But I had that mentality that no, you wear it one time and that was that. You didn't repeat wear. You didn't show up on social media wearing the same outfit. Negative. We are not in that season of life. To God be the glory. We are in the season where we're gonna wear what we got. We ain't gonna be out here just buying new clothes just because. So the clothes is never the problem. The issue for me is always the shoes. The shoes are the issue. Spring, summer, not a problem at all because I can throw my sandals on. But it's the winter time, with the shoe boots and this, that, and other. Yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I love that dress. It was perfect. It was perfect, perfect, perfect. But yeah, we gotta learn to be wiser in this season, and we want to make good use of what we have. So I'm excited to just repurpose something. And I've been watching all these videos online of people, styling up an outfit and making it look different. So I'm like, okay, girl, we're gonna have to try it and see what we can do. And I had to miss the New York Fashion Week. I really did want to go to the New York Fashion Week event, but I was true to my recovery. I said, let me just focus. Let me not overdo it. Let me not try to move too fast. So I'm still trying to be a good patient, even though I did mop the floor. But I wasn't bucket and pail mopping. I was just on the floor just wiping. So I'm good. I'm still not lifting anything heavy. I'm not doing any heavy lifting, but I am still trying to just keep my pace. I'm trying to keep my pace and make certain that I'm doing the right thing. But I am excited. I'm excited for this season of recovery. Right? I'm excited about it. I don't know why my thumbnail on YouTube is not shown, but I guess I am on the right YouTube channel because you guys have found me. But for some reason, my thumbnail is not appearing. So I was a little skeptical this morning when I was logging on. But yeah, so I'm excited about the work that God is going to do in me over these next couple of weeks. And I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. We were talking about preparation season all last year. This preparation season, preparation, preparation, preparation. Now it's time to execute. We've got to get into the habit of executing, what it is that we start, right? We've got to learn how to jump in. And I understand it's safe, right? It's safe when you're on the other side, when you're planning and making certain you have this and that, and that's the safe zone. But there's a balance, right? We know and understand from the Bible there's a time for everything. There's a time for birth, there's a time for death, there's a time for the peace, there's a time for the war, there's a time for everything. And so, with that being said, there is a time to prepare. The slow and steady wins the race. What's the strategy? What's the game plan? Making certain you got your A's and your B's and your I's and your T's dotted and crossed. Okay, I get that. But what about the execution? So the flip side of that is the execution. And that's one of the reasons why I thank God for the 6-week intensive, because it's like a laser sharp execution. So let's get in there. Let's knock this thing out. Let's high impact this so we can steadily move for the next 6 weeks. And then we can take a breather if we need to. Like, some people need to breathe in between, but most people, when you start accomplishing and you start achieving, most people feel, revved up. Most people feel, pumped up, and then they keep that same energy, and so they're able to continue forward. Now, the realisticness behind it is, once after you've executed and now you're on this high, sometimes things start to happen, right? Life starts lifing, and then you get off your A game. So what keeps you on the A game? Well, what keeps you on the A game is the coaching, right? So the 6-week intensive is literally just the appetizer, and then it leads us into the 6-month coaching. So come in, you get a little taste, you see if this works for you, you see if we're vibing good. It's a low investment, and then it's the bigger one. It's the bigger, cup. It says, okay, now I'm ready to dine. Now I'm ready to feast. And now we break up, what else you want to get done in the 6-month time span. So now you have that support. Now you have that community. Now you have, you have a safety ground to build what it is you're planning to build, because we got to execute. I know it's hard to pull the trigger, but we do have to execute. There has to come a moment in time where we stop talking about stuff. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. But then we never see it through to fruition. And then what that does is it teaches us, and it keeps us in the safety zone, and it keeps us in this mode where we can't execute. So, like, into myself, I've literally been in the house for over 3 weeks. Over 3 weeks. Now, so many of you on the line, you've been in and out all day, taking the kids to school, coming back, going back and forth to work. You've been in and out all day, all week, all month. For me, that was a pause, right? That was a pause. And prior to, and the only time that I went out was when I went to my doctor's appointments. So after the surgery, I was 2 weeks in the house. I had to go out to the doctor's appointment, came right back home. I wasn't gallivanting around and everything, because the car ride home was a little tough. And so I got back home, and then I've been in the house 3 weeks, and 3 weeks plus. And your girl is tired. Your girl is tired of being in the house. And I think that's part of the reason why my strength is not there. But that's what happens when you get accustomed to being in the house, then the time just passes, and then you're stuck. So I don't want anyone to feel like they're stuck. I want them to feel like they can still achieve. They get the push, the motivation, the drive that they need. They get the accountability that they need. They get the strategy, because maybe the way you're seeing it, maybe there's another alternative. Maybe there's a bigger impact that can happen when you try a different strategy, but you can only see what you know. You only have the expertise to get yourself up into a certain point. Then after that, you need some help. You need someone with a higher, execution rate. You need someone that can see a little bit further than you can. So it's important for us to make certain that we link up. They always say, if you're the smartest person in the room, you in the wrong room. Why? Because your circle should challenge you. There should be somebody in your circle that you're saying to yourself, "Oh, I need to stand on my tippy toes." If when you're hanging out with me, you feel like the mediocre is fine, that you can just bare minimal it's all good, okay. But I really want to be that type of individual that sparks other people, and I know that I am. It causes other people to stand on their tiptoes, to be like, oh my goodness, oh, Shaniqua out here doing this, oh man, I gotta step my game up, I gotta get serious, I gotta grind this thing out, I gotta make this happen. Why? Not that we're in some type of, diluted competition, no, but it makes you feel empowered. It makes you feel empowered. There was a season of my life. What book was that I wrote? I think it was the quick tips for busy women on the go so that you can keep going. That book, during that season of my life, there were a few of my sister friends that I watched, right? We were not in competition. We didn't even do the same thing, but I watched them. One of my sister friends in particular, Sonia Keeves, I used to watch her on her social media page, and she would be posting something about the work that she was doing. And every time I saw that, I would like it, right? Because I'm here for the show. I'm here for it. I would like it, but then it would light something inside of me in a non-competitive way that says, "Oh, you need to post something on social media as well." So it was almost like a domino effect. When I would see her post, then it would give me the momentum to remember to post. Why? Because that was a challenge for me. I didn't make time for it. I didn't know the ease in it. And so it was a difficult thing for me to do. I would forget to do it. And so when I would see her post, I'm like, all right, bet we got to do this. We got to do this. And then I would post a nice gentle push. And another one of my sister friends, she's actually going to be a guest on the Black Girl Encourage Her this week, Erica Michelle Bailey. She was out there grinding, doing her thing, and I was watching her, and that fire that she was kicking off, I was able to do it. And so in that book, quick tips for women on the go so that you can keep going, I shouted them out in the beginning of the book. I shouted out my sister friends who I was watching. So it was like they were doing the darn thing, and they were making me stand up. They were making me stretch on my tippy toes to say, you know what, I gotta keep on this level playing field. So I like being that individual that people would look up to and be like, oh, I got to keep moving. I got to bring something to this table, because Shanique was not scared to bring her A game. So I make certain that I stay motivated, and that's one of the beauties. That's one of the beautiful things about what it is that I do, and why it is that God has called me to work with individuals, because I have that unique gift that will motivate individuals to say, you know what, let me do a little bit more, let me push a little bit further, let me keep going just a bit more. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that. Um, so listen, if you feel like you're the smartest person in the room, you the one that got it all together, you need to make certain you get around some people that make you step up. I have some mentors, some coaches that I sit on the sidelines and I watch, and I not that I want to be like that person. And once upon a time, that's what I was telling myself, because that's what society tells you, that you should have some aspirations. And we ask the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you start thinking about somebody else's life. Oh, They live over here, they got this type of house, or they married to this type of individual, and you start to find something to latch onto. But God doesn't want us to latch on to someone else's vision, someone else's dream. God wants us to be inspired so that we can build our dream out. So you're not staying tuned to me and connecting to me because you want to be me. You want to build the lifestyle that I have. Well, you're not going to be able to do that. We're not doing that hand that rocks the cradle type of mentorship and coaching over here. I'm not building you to be me, but I want to let you know, and I want to keep you encouraged, and I want to keep you supported so that you can be you. And we have to learn, and even as adults we fall into this. We see somebody else's life and we deem them to be perfect, and we put them up on these here pedestals, and then we start to beat ourselves up. We start to beat ourselves up, and when we feel as though we're falling short or we don't have what they have, and so now we run ourselves in the ground trying to be like my mom used to say, keeping up with the Joneses. We don't even know she my mother told that to my great niece. So her great granddaughter, she told her that, and she was like, "Gigi, who's the Joneses?" Who's the Joneses? She didn't even know keeping up with the Joneses was. My mom's like, you can't keep up with the Joneses. And so literally as adults, we actually carve out who the Joneses are. And then if we can't do what they're doing, then we start to feel bad. And look, there's no shame in it. That's just human nature. That's what the world has taught us. But we have to learn that we are operating from a different set of instructions. There's a different um, calling on our lives. And I think we've gotten so deeply enmeshed in the world that we have lost sight of the kingdom, right? And I know you're like, well, no, I go to church and I got a Bible study and prayer meeting and this, that, and the other. That's good. We need those, and we've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks. Like, we need those who are filled with the Spirit. We need those who understand. We need those who have not lost sight of the kingdom. But even when you are doing kingdom work, you still lose sight of the kingdom. It is still possible, even though you do kingdom work, it is still possible for you to lose sight of the kingdom itself. When you start operating and flowing and blending in with the world, yeah, yeah, yeah. You get so accustomed to blending in that you forget you were born to stand out. Okay, no problem, Joyanne. Have a beautiful day. So, we want to make certain that we remember our call to stand out, that we remember the great works that God has ordained specifically for us to do. It's okay to see what somebody else is doing and to like what they're doing and want to emulate what it is that they are accomplishing. But you have to remember that God has created you for a specific thing. Now, maybe the two worlds may collide at some point in time. If so, yay, you got a girl pal, on your journey. But ideally, God has something specific for each and every one of us to do. And I hope and pray that everybody who's watching, everybody who tunes into the replay, whether it's tomorrow, next week, next month, whenever your eyes stumble upon this, I hope and I pray that you start to accept the realization that you are called for a unique assignment. And I'm here to tell you, okay, I'm going to be the bearer of the news that you are called more than to be somebody's mother. You are called more to be than just to be somebody's wife. It's a beautiful thing to be somebody's wife. It's a beautiful thing to have that partnership, but that's not where the story ends. That's not all that you have in store. Yes, you birthed a beautiful, little angel, and you think you've done it. You got favor with God. He blessed you with this being. But guess what? He also blessed you to do more. And when we get complacent, right, it's likened to us being in the house for 3 weeks. Then it just, well, forget about outside. We're not doing outside, and then it feels uncomfortable when you go outside. So we want to break that monotony. We want to break that feeling. We want to shine the light on it in advance to say, you know what, I am called for something greater. And not to say that what you're doing already is not great, but you should be able to challenge yourself and to say, what is my more? So I've been on this charge ever since Luke 22. I've been on this charge, and I've been asking God. I said, I'm seeing the instruction. Luke 22 was for me, especially the latter verses in the 30 to 40s, where we did that whole series the week before last on. So if you missed it, make certain that you go back on my YouTube channel, Shaniqua Inspires, and you get all of those nuggets that the Lord was releasing. But that was specifically for me. We did that for that week because it was specifically for me, and it resonated with me, and it was the instructions that I needed to add on my to-do list. And part of my to-do list is to pray. We are called to pray for our brothers and our sisters. And what is it specifically that we need to be praying for? We need to be praying for their strength. And so I've been asking the question to God. I said, okay, well, strength for what? Right? Because praying for someone's strength is so generic, it's so basic. I'm praying for your strength. My strength for what? Are you praying for my strength to move a mountain? Or are you praying for my strength to, like I put up yesterday, the strength to trust? So I've really been deep diving into this command that Jesus left the disciples with, to say your job is to pray for the strength of your brothers and your sisters. And so I have been making that my charge. I took that very, very personal. Good morning, Chanel. Blessings to you, Queen. I took that very, very personal as my personal charge from the Lord, to say that is what I am to do. I am praying for strength. So in that, I've been seeking God, and I'm like, okay, Lord, well, what areas do the people need to be strengthened in? So if you've been privy to be able to sit back and to watch and to not be consumed, we see all of these different things about what's going on, and with the executive orders and what's happening in legislation, and how things are changing, how people are losing their job, how the price of food is going up. We are in it. We are knee deep in it, and it's only going to get worse. Sorry, it's only going to get worse. But as you have the bird's eye view, so if you sit in the world, right, then you're going to be consumed. You're going to be consumed with the concerns that God don't want us concerned about. So we have to learn how to switch our positions, right? We need to go up a little higher. We need to shift our position, and now we need to get the bird's eye view. And from the bird's eye view, now we can see what is happening. Now we see it differently. And so when you have the bird's eye view, when you are now separated from that, now you can see, and now you can see the areas clearer that need to be strengthened. Right? When we hand in hand and we going through things together, okay, you can only see it as far as I can see it. But you need to get around some individuals who can see beyond, or clearer, or better. They got a different view than you do. So that is one of the reasons why God has called me into this coaching space. Not that I want to, because truth be told, I was doing pretty good as a registered nurse. I was doing pretty darn good as a registered nurse. I was making my money. I was traveling. I was doing pretty darn good. But the reason why the Lord has loaned me, right? I'm on loan. I can't tell you how long I'm going to sit here in this coaching space. This may not be a forever, ever amen for me, but I'm okay with that. I came to do the work that the Lord has called me to do. I'm going to do it in excellence, and I'm going to take joy from doing what is right. Okay, this is what we learning here. We learning over here and these morning walk and talks. And so that was the message that we're learning. So yeah, I'm here. God has put me, He has strategically placed me in this higher realm, in this, not that I'm higher than you, but He's just given me a bird's eye view. And so now I'm able to see. So you need to make certain that the people in your corner have better vision than you. Okay, your vision might be like 2040, 2060, but you need to get some people that got 2020 vision, some 2010 vision that can really, really see. And I was thinking the other day, I was sitting back and I was like, wow, Lord, you really made me a seer, right? You really enhanced my vision. And and I actually did a free life class. I have a free life class in my on my website. So if you ever go to shaniquainspires.com, you go into the A Better You Academy. That's where I have my courses. Now that site's about to get a makeover, but that's where I have my courses. And one of the courses that I have is a life class, so it's free, right? So if you're on there and you're like, oh, there's a price tag to everything, not everything. There is something free on there, and it's a life class that I did a few years ago, and it was Faith Vision 2.0. It's about how to become a seer. It's about how do I get my eyes trained so that I can see beyond? How can I get my eyes trained so that I don't get caught up, deluded in what it is that I'm going through and where it is that I'm at? I know that I'm in recovery, and sometimes the enemy tries to sneak in and tries to make me feel some kind of a way, like, oh girl, you've been in the house so long. Oh girl, you 3 weeks, like, whoa, you okay? The enemy will get into your head, but you have to remember that God has given you the ability, if He's given it to you, giving you the ability to see past it. So yes, I'm in recovery. Yes, I see where things are currently at. Yes, I see where the finances are. Yes, I can't, I see the limitations, but can you shift your lenses to now go higher? And the devil will try to get you, boy, oh boy, the devil will try to get you real good. That's how people fall into depression. That's how people get into these bouts of sadness. That's how people get stuck into stagnation. Like, you're doing good, all is well, but when the little bitty hits start coming in, that's when you start sinking back into your safety zone. And God is like, nah, boo boo, I called you to be a seer, and I need you to see beyond. And because you can see beyond the current situation, the current administration, that you have a trust deeply rooted in me, you gonna be all right. And you have to be the one. You've got to self identify. You got to determine that you are that one that Jesus was talking about in Galatians chapter 6, verse 1. Or you got to self identify. So you are the one that has the spiritual bird's eye view. And so now it's your duty to help other people see. See, yeah, you see everybody going crazy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did you see what just happened? Okay, we can see it, but I'm not from this world is not my final, destination. I got bigger things working. I got, a glory waiting on me. And we can call those things into existence, and we set our mind on that, and we can say, this is just a temporary situation. This is just where I'm at currently. But even if I can't see it, I can see it. Imagine that. Even if you can't see it, you can still see it. That's the faith vision 2.0. So go back, you can go onto my website. I think I did have my thing with my website on here. You can go to my website, shaniquainspires.com, and go into a Better You Academy. That's where I have the list of courses. Try it out. It's free because we do need to learn, right? And even if you know it, sometimes when the weight of the world starts weighting, right? When the weight of the world starts weighing us down, we lose sight of that. And so it's a good idea to get a different perspective. It's a good idea to hear it over again. That's how people learn. It's from the reading, it's from the studying, it's from the memorization of it. So that way when you get into a space where you're not around it, it still comes up. Like I'm still reciting Luke 22. I'm still reciting Galatians chapter 6. Why? Because we studied it. For a whole week, we didn't just hit it and run. For a whole week, we studied it. We kept repeating it. We kept reiterating it. Why? Because once we close the book up, once we go out in the street, once we get into the workplace, once we get into the world, now we've got to be able to apply it. We've got to be able to recite it. We got to hide the word in our heart because they may take the Bibles away. They may take the Bibles away. They may say, these books are banned, right? Our ancestors lived in a time well, look, we live in a time where they're banning certain books. So certain books that we grew up on, we've read already. Now they're saying the next generation can't read it. So we've lived that life where, these orders, they just come from wherever and they're like, no, you can't have this anymore. Now it's against the law to do X, Y, and Z. Think about it. Once upon a time, and I ain't trying to tell my age and everything, but I grew up where you didn't need a seatbelt in the back seat. When we were little, we would pile up bunch of us in a car. Why? Because it wasn't mandatory for us to wear seatbelts. Try riding a passenger around without a seatbelt on now, and you're gonna get a ticket. Why? Because the law has been made and it says that what we used to do, we cannot do anymore. You used to be able to be on your cell phone and driving your car, right? It gave you something to do while you were on your travel. And then they was like, no, you can no longer do that. And if we see you doing it, it's against the law. So it's not so far-fetched that things change. And things can change in an instant. So we have to hold the word, because look, what if they come through and be like, nah, y'all can't read that no more? Do you just abort the principles? The principles that you know work, the principles that you have grown accustomed to? Do you just abort that? No, you hold it in your heart. And so when you hold it in your heart, when it's in your heart and your mind, your heart and your mind, they communicate with one another. So even if the book is no longer available, even if you step away from the book, you still have the word here. And so now you can still practice it. And that is how we set ourselves up. That is how we operate in the kingdom while we are in the world. So it gives us this kind of like supernatural ability where we can be two places at one time. So we can operate in the kingdom realm while we are here in the natural. And it's a beautiful gifting, but we have to remind ourselves of that gifting. And we've got to be able to activate it, right? So get with somebody who's a seer, somebody that can see a little bit more than what you're seeing, right? So someone who can see you doing more, that can see what God has for you to do. And you can be that person for someone else as well. So even though you have people who can see the vision in you and they can see you doing more and greater things, you are that person for someone else. So it is an each one teach one. We all need those individuals in our lives. So I'm gonna leave you all today, because I got a team meeting that I need to jump to, and I want to go outside. And I'm gonna be a big girl, and I'm gonna go do that before everybody gets stirring. But I want to leave you before I leave you today. I just want to encourage you, because that's what I crawled out of my bed. I didn't go to sleep until what, 2:30, 3 o'clock this morning, but I still crawled my way out of the bed. Yes, I was a little late. Yes, I was a little late getting on here, but I made it. I'm here. And I did that for a purpose. There was a purpose, because I could have stayed asleep. I could have been like, nah, y'all, I'm going to talk to y'all around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. No, there was a purpose. There was a purpose for me to crawl myself, to peel myself out of the bed to get here before you all. And that purpose was to light the fire, to light the fire. So you go forward today. You have a beautiful week. You have a beautiful day. And you remember that you want to operate in the kingdom realm. You don't want to be fancy footing it with these folks in the world, because they're going to make you go crazy. They're going to make you lose hope. They're going to have you feeling like you desolate, and they're going to have you feeling like you're not the child of the most high God. Okay, they're gonna have everything circumstantial. You're supposed to be, adjusted and affected because of the circumstances and the situations that is at hand. Nah, that's y'all world. I don't live in that world, but y'all do you. I got a bird's eye view. I got a better vision, and I can see more for myself. So we have to learn how to see beyond what is actually occurring, so that we can continue to do this great work that the Lord has called us to do. All right. That's all I got for you today. Have a great Monday. I will see you back here. I will see you back here tomorrow. And I will try my best to be on time tomorrow. And I'll let you know about my outdoor activities and all that good stuff. But until then, you all stay motivated, stay encouraged, and I'm praying for your strength. Amen. All right, you all have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, God willing.